Hi guys, in this video we are going to talk about the Gauntlets, the new Wikimon slab introduced as the lures from the Belgardin late. So today is the August 1st of the Korea, and next Wednesday the Belgardin will be lit. So this video informations are based on the Licia's letter which is released this week. Before discussing these Gauntlet systems, it is important to understand why most DPS players priorities weapon honings. During Season 2 Lostark, especially in lanes like the Biakis or Crusaden is the end contents, upgrading your weapon first was almost mandatory because of the old attack power breakpoint system. What is this attack power breakpoint system is if your attack power is less than the cut line of attack power of that lane, then your damage become very down than the normal damage. So it is old systems. You guys don't need to understand these systems. So because of these systems, in these seasons, the weapon honing first is mandatory for the DPS users. Also, weapon honing also provide the significantly higher damage than evenly upgrading armor like the or armor 16 grade vs armor 15, but weapon is one step higher. Then what weapon give you the more damage increasement in season 2. However, in season 3, completely changed the honing efficiency is happened by Smartgate. Currently, upgrading your weapon by one level costs more than upgrading all 5 armor pieces by one level each, meaning weapon 15 to the 16th, and that 5 armor parts 15 the 16th, the weapon 15 to 16 need more costs, while providing less overall damage, meaning that 5 armor pieces by one level each upgrade is give you more damage than one weapon 1 grade. Because of this, nowadays, Korean players often refer to high weapon honing as a luxury investment rather than an efficient one, not like the Season 2. Despite that, many DPS players in KL servers still prioritize weapon honing because of the its feeling, emotions of the DPS. And even if I'm strong with the 23 weapon grade. If 25 DPS user come to me and, oh, you are 23, are you selling the gold? Then, oh, I can't endure that situations. The reason, but in this video, I should say to you that stop honing the weapon. So, the reason I recommend stopping weapon honing is because of the new Belgardin reward gauntlets. Basic information about these new parts is that gauntlets can be honed to from 0 grade to the 25 grade like the other armors. But these armors nowadays are all new equipments which get the grade started 14 to the 16 because of the past equipments. But this gauntlet is new equipment, so it starts with the 0 grade. But do not increase item level. So even if your gauntlet is 0 or 25, other parts item level is grade is same, then you guys have the same item level. Honing consumes both weapon and armor materials, meaning including destruction stones, guardian stones, which means the leadstone, bluestone, and both type of solar materials, that also blue and lead. And so it is basic info about the gauntlets. So reaching Belgardin still requires sufficient combat scores, so some honing is unavoidable. Because Belgardin is very high late, so because of the combat scores, some honing is needed. However, one thing every Lostark player eventually noticed is that the bound guardian stones, the blue stones, constantly accumulate. So normally, the bounded materials of the blue stones, you guys all have many, but the lead stones, bounded lead stones, normally you guys don't have it. So if you want to press the weapons, you guys normally buy it by the auctions. So what I want to recommend is if you already reach the combat score required for the Belgardin, whatever hard mode or nightmare you should go, it's more efficient to stop both regular weapon honing, meaning stop press the weapon, and advanced honing, not advanced honing, that free honing materials. For a while and save those materials for the gauntlet is needed. Then why it is needed is that I said you bounded leadstone is normally like situation is happen, so stop press weapon and gathering for the gauntlets. Also, these free honing materials, the I said you later, Gauntlets are extremely efficient to hone. The base success rates start at 60% at 0 grade, meaning the free honing material have very high efficiency, making free honing attempts especially valuable during the early levels. Also, unlike other Wikimon pieces, why I said the Gauntlet have the high efficiency is the success rate from 22 grade to the 25 remains at 1.5%, while the other parts 24 to the 25 the success rate is 0.5%. Gauntlet is always 1.5%, approximately 3 times higher than normal Wikimons. That's why I said you guys should gather the honing ingredients for the good efficiency. Also, Gauntlets use both weapon and armor materials. Their damage efficiency is excellent because they consume fewer destruction stones, making them one of the best good efficiency upgrades available. Why? Because this lead stone is very expensive while blue stone is cheap, but with you can think like that. You guys can use your bounded blue stone as the lead stone in the Gauntlet honing systems, because you guys can use the half of leadstone vs the weapon case, but you can fulfill it with the blue stones. That's why it is very high efficiency. The recommended honing grade before Belgardin start. The current combat score requirement for Belgardin Nightmare on the Korea server is approximately 7k. Hard mode requires less combat power, and Gauntlet can be fully upgraded by clearing the hard mode alone. Don't need to go to Nightmare if you guys don't have thinking to clear it. You guys can fully upgrade the Gauntlet with just hard mode. Nightmare case. Target around the 7k combat score is needed. Recommended maximum is 23 armor and 25 weapon is maximum, not recommended, maximums. And personally recommended grade is 22 to the 23 armor and 23 to the 24 weapon, and stop it for the Gauntlets if you guys have this combat score. Hard mode. If you have the 6k combat score already, then generally enough for the party invitations. Normally you guys are strong DPS characters in this hard mode case. Recommended maximum step of the armor and weapon is maximum 21 armor and 23 weapons. Even lower honing levels are generally more efficient because you guys already have the 6k combat score with the just 21 weapon. It is okay, just stop it for the Gauntlets. Belgardin also introduced an increased Ancient Core drum rate along with an Ancient Core PT system similar to the existing Relic Core PT mechanic like the selling systems. If you guys don't get the Ancient Core for the 20 Relic Cores, it gives you at least one Ancient Core with 100%. This new system is happened to the Belgardin. Additionally, the first 6 weeks after release include several event missions. Higher damage will make these missions easier, especially if you're playing with a static group. However, unless your group specifically requires additional combat score, reaching the minimum entry, meaning stop the honing. If you already have party or already have enough combat score for the Gauntlet honing, which have the better good efficiency in Lostark now. Thank you for watching.